the Social Development Minister, Lindiwe Zulu, and the Acting Health Minister, Mmamoloko Kubayi, have been at two vaccination sites in Tembisa and Thokoza today. It's part of a plan to vaccinate more than 240,000 workers in the Department of Social Development. Our reporter, Mbali Thethani, joins us now with the latest on this. Mbali, good afternoon to you. Obviously, there are different types of workers, or let me put it better, there are people doing different types of work in the Social Development Department. Let's just talk with the ECD centres, the creches, the Early Childhood Development Centres. Are people there getting vaccinated?
You're absolutely right, Stephen. So, of course, today we've seen the Social Development Department kick off their vaccination program. And, of course, this includes social workers and other workers within the Social Development Department. But at the same time, it includes those early childhood development educators. And this is something that is very important because we know that they've been complaining for quite some time, Stephen, saying, well, they feel as if they've been left out of the system. And you'd know that when teachers were getting vaccinated, they were not getting vaccinated. But at the same time, they were sort of like in the same category, right? So, of course, this is one of the questions that we actually posed to the minister, Lindiwe Zulu, saying that, and she said, well, we did not leave them out. There was plans, in motion to get them vaccinated. But at the time, it didn't really make any sense, Stephen, where you have children going to school, going to, crèche, and then still interacting with other children, interacting with teachers, and then subsequently going home. So those lives of those workers, those ECD workers, were really at risk here. We went to two vaccination sites, Stephen, one in Tembisa, and of course, there was really a low turnout there when it came to, people trying to get vaccinated. But we saw a much more bigger crowd when we went to Thokoza, and those people were really enthusiastic, Stephen, to get their, to get vaccinated. And this is something, a number of them saying that, well, we have been complaining, and finally, it is here, and we're finally getting vaccinated.
I mean, obviously, there's been huge anger and frustration in this sector. I mean, ECD people have been, I've heard them literally in tears over this. They feel, I suppose, betrayed or ignored by the department.
It is quite crucial because, even when you speak to them, they were saying that, well, we've been complaining for quite some time. We've been saying, telling the department that, while you vaccinate the educators, why aren't you not vaccinating us at the same time? Because we are people who deal with children, we deal with people on a daily basis. So it really didn't make sense here as to why, they were not getting vaccinated. But, at least good news today, they are trying to get them vaccinated. More than 240,000 of those workers within the Social Development Department, and they are expecting them to be vaccinated by the end of the week.
Then social workers as well, people in that sector getting vaccinated, and I'm sure you asked the Minister a couple of questions about what's happening with the violence and her views on it as well.
Well, of course, Stephen, you'd know that even when you look at, what has been going on in Gauteng, as well as in KwaZulu-Natal, when we spoke to the Minister of Health and we asked her how this has actually, really targeted this sector, in trying to get people vaccinated. And this is something that she spoke of, saying that they have seen a slow progress in terms of getting people vaccinated, especially throughout this week because of those running battles in which we have seen those riots and looting in parts of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. But at the same time, they were saying that, well, data is not really immediate. So they don't really know how many people, when it comes to social gatherings, and because this is a time where we saw a number of people in malls looting, and there were large gatherings at the same time, Stephen. So when you look at, this sector and how it's been affected, especially the healthcare department, she says that they have noticed that there has been a drop in terms of, people getting vaccinated. But at the same time, she says that while people were looting in Alexandra last week, she actually went to the vaccine site and saw that there was some people still queuing and there were some people still trying to get vaccinated. But this is something that they will continue to monitor, especially at a time where we continue to see an increase, when it comes to people, getting infected by coronavirus, especially during a time of this Delta variant, Stephen. But she says that, they will only, get that data, in the next coming days.
Mmamoloko Kubayi, the Acting Health Minister, is in a complicated position. Just 2-3 weeks ago, we were expecting perhaps a reshuffle, perhaps the ministers, Dr. William Kize, would be removed. We've had all of this happen. She could find herself actually being the acting minister for quite some time.
That's right, Stephen. I mean, we've not even heard a word from the president, right, when it comes to, the future of the health minister. You know, we've seen him do a number of these, speaking to the nation. But when it comes to issues around digital vibes and when it comes to issues around the healthcare department and his position, they've really been quite quiet when it comes to, Dr. Zweli Mkhize and, how long will he be suspended or on temporary leave, so they put it. We know that Kusela has been on, this temporary leave for, well, over a year. So chances are Mmamoloko Kubayi might be in that position for quite some time.
Mbali, Thethani, thanks very much indeed. Really do appreciate it. Part of our political team.